Hello? How's it going? Am I on? Okay. Hello, I'm here and I am audible. I see. So I am still figuring a bit out right now. I think I've got it all. Um, Hello everybody. Uh, I am I am Pika and I'm trying this streaming thing out. Uh, I was hoping, I don't think it really like came through, but I think that starting soon screen was supposed to have audio on, but I couldn't figure out how to get I shouldn't have any audio right now other than my voice, I don't think. Um, and and sorry, I'm flustered already. Gosh. So so I thought like I was having everything from the game go through the video capture, and that can work just fine. I have it muted right now, I think. I think I do, yeah. Um, but I was hoping to have this banger of a title screen theme uh, uh, play during the starting soon screen, but I didn't see that as an option or like I couldn't figure it out. So I tried having it go run through my desktop audio, which for the record, let me readjust. Let me reroute where the game audio is coming from. Uh, so that it's not I think when it was going through, is anything going through now? I'm not sure. And if it's loud, let me know. Okay, okay, that's good. Now let me unmute mine. Okay. Wait. Okay. So, no, I don't. I'm hearing myself now. Um, I want monitor off for that. But why am I? Okay. Okay. So now I should be heard. But how do I had this all set up and then where's this coming from? I love this. I had it all set. And then I thought I should have a starting soon screen. And that threw me off even more. So if I unmute that, wait. So it's just my voice right now, I take it. troubleshooting the stream. Love it. Okay. Desktop audio. Wait, is that where? Yeah, I have the game audio muted on purpose. Let me unmute it. Where am I? Oh, am I hearing it from the other scene? Maybe that's it. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. That's settled. Okay, so okay, I was hearing both the video capture rebounding itself as well as my voice. Now I'm just hearing my voice rebounding itself. Is this why? I think I might have figured it out. I'm sorry, guys. Not sure where that's coming from. I appreciate it, everybody. I think I may have figured it out. Wait. Hello? Hello? Okay, that was dumb. Okay, but it's okay. I'm living. So what what it was that I had Twitch open on Google Chrome and I had that unmuted, so that's why I was hearing myself twice. Okay. But all right then. So the only thing I'm having monitored right now for myself is the game capture because I'd like to hear the audio. So that said, I think we're good now. Finally. Welcome everybody to my first stream with an asterisk. I've streamed a couple years back, like before quarantine and everything. So I felt like my attitude and or like just like demeanor was like a bit different back then, and now I'm trying to like it was still true to me, but like it's been at least 4 years since I've streamed, so I've made a lot of new uh, connections with others that I cherish since then, and what is it? Real, honestly. Um, so am thinking, I am thinking that is a thing I'm doing right now. Um, so the reason I've come back around to streaming and calling this like my first stream, because I intend to use Twitch streaming as a method to like go through my backlog essentially. I have a lot of games that I have picked up over the past 4 to 5 years alone, that I have not even touched. Some of them are continuations of franchises that I have played before, Ace Attorney being one of them. So I'll navigate that into my I'll navigate into my history with Ace Attorney, that being that I have played the original Phoenix Wright trilogy way back when I was in high school, and they quickly became some of my favorite games. And shortly after I had finished that trilogy, I tried picking up Apollo Justice, but I never finished that. That was, in a sense, like one of my first backlogged games. I tried picking it up one more time after that, and I still didn't get any farther than I was before. But I've also played a good chunk of Great Ace Attorney Chronicles off stream, and I'm working my way through that. But for now, my Ace Attorney background mainly lies with the original Phoenix Wright trilogy, and I know bits and pieces after that, or between that, but for the most part, I am unfamiliar with the Apollo Justice trilogy, Ace Attorney Investigations, what we're playing today, and yeah. So I had thought for a while on coming back to Twitch to stream with Apollo Justice trilogy, but now I am trying to. But with the announcement of the Investigations collection, I pretty much thought that since that's technically chronological in the timeline after the original trilogy, I thought like I could go either way. Like, I'm familiar with the first case of Apollo Justice, but like I haven't really explored it in depth, so I was like, I could do Apollo Justice, but I could also do this when it comes out, and it came out, and now I'm ready to stream. So with that said, I think that's enough preamble. I want to get into the rest of the game here. Like, Okay. Going into my projector. Um, and any button it is. I turn this up on my end. So it's louder in that regard. Okay. I think I should stay away from gallery right now, but I've gotten in the habit of checking options beforehand. Screen flashes. I'll keep them on. I don't think that. Hopefully it's not that bad. Accolade notification. What? I wonder if that's something. Arranged soundtrack. I'm wondering. I'm wondering if I should do the arranged soundtrack over the original. Part of me wants to do the original, but I feel like if I'm gonna go through with the original, I might as well do the 2D animation. Which, not gonna lie, that's really sick on its own. I don't know, like, hopefully there are desk slams in this, I bet. I feel like just doing the HD because it's modern, but I feel like in that sense, like, I don't know if this is gonna be... I'm gonna assume it's entirely rearranged, for modern, in which case, like, um, I could go either way, but, like, I feel like might as well just, yeah, I was leaning towards HD for the art style, but it was the audio that I was, like, um, soundtrack I was, like, debating on. Um, I'm gonna stick with the what I got, the arranged soundtrack for now. I may or may not go back and change that. We'll see. Um, dang. This game was, I know it was closed behind doors across the ocean. Never came around to us, so... For sure, that's good to know. Thanks. Of course, thank you, Orcarius. I'm glad to have you here. Glad to have anybody here, to be honest. Um, but here we go, new game. Enough of the chit chat. Turnabout Visitors. I'm not quite sure what the style, like, what kind of game I'm to expect here, but yeah. I already got an achievement. March 14th, 116 a.m. To make sure the defendant is found guilty, what other choice do I have? That's the job of a prosecutor, after all. That may be true, but why? Why go this far? Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough, but a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. Are you kidding me? Wait, what? Oh, that's not who I thought it was. Damn. This is a guy. I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. I'll always have been, always will be. Okay. I have no clue. Prosecutor's building. 12th floor hallway. I'm curious as to what, like, I've seen clips of the gameplay before, but I'm curious as to actually try it for myself. To actually, yeah. Also, I'm probably gonna like read out these lines anyway, so sometimes I might give characters like a more definitive voice from time to time. Otherwise, like I'm just gonna read it like normal. It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. Hmm? The door is unlocked. Oh. Detective Gumshoe? Hmm? What's a smell? It's very familiar. Blood? Meow, meow, meow. I don't. What's up, Eric? Uh, they kept this track. Love some familiarity. Thank you, I appreciate it. Honestly. What the? His expression. What's the meaning of this? Freeze. Oh, angry. Edgeworth. He's pissed. He's been set up. He doesn't deserve to be set. Also, in terms of spoiler warnings, I am very like strict about that. Honestly, like however, I won't like I'll probably 1 second. Uh, 1 second. Sorry about that. Um, so I was talking about spoilers. Um, I I believe myself to be pretty stringent about them. But the reason I was bringing that up was because I assume that if you're watching this, that you're okay if I say things in reference to like the original Phoenix Wright trilogy, because that is what I'm ultimately familiar with. So I will just put on a foreclosed spoiler warning for Phoenix Wright trilogy if I happen to reference something. I'll try not to like say it like outright, but generally speaking. That said, I was gonna say if they're trying to frame Edgeworth again, like I Come on, guys. He doesn't need this. Identify yourself. Shut up. You've got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Alright, is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. This dude is like... fucking... Sorry. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases, and some very frantic and busy days. You tell. Unfortunate. Uh, I guess. Oh my, yeah. I finished photography. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue your investigation. He's got his idle animations, but in like full body sprite now. Sweet. Yes, sir. Not that. Oh. Ah! Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up your straight away. Love Detective Dick Gumshoe. He is a detective with the local precinct. This guy is a character, and I grew to love him. He's one of the goofiest but kind-hearted souls in video games. And the one thing they assigned him to handle this murder, and the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However, look what they did to your office. It's totally trashed. Damn, I love these sprites. Oh, the animation. That's really smooth. I'm already curious what the 2D pixel art is compared to this, because I'd be interested to see these in DS graphics. I'll say, the culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking blood into my office. Whoa! Sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing. I mean, somebody did die in his office, and yeah, this crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. Gotcha. Well, I'm fine with the animation though. That's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads or information be etched into the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? Really coincidence? I wonder. They're puzzle pieces now. Court record puzzle piece. Keep nagging. Keep getting the nagging feeling. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. The key to your office? What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. Logic? Yes, Gumshoe. By finding the connection between two pieces of information God, and connecting them, new information is formed. That's ridiculous. How they set this up. That is the end result of using logic. That's also funny as hell. So how do you use it? Roll with it. First I recall the information we've gathered with the L button, and then I connect them together with the X button. Recall the pattern. Okay. Um, Wait, sorry, zoned out. There's not a, it's not like a persona, like a history chat log or something. Real, honestly. I was told yes. Okay, I can see how that like becomes interesting later. For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks, which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yes, well, if all leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, the information doesn't line up properly and they straight off the truth as well. But if I think carefully, what putting two seem leads to becoming a logical thought. I know, right? Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir. I am interested. The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that. When I want to examine something, I simply use A button when I'm next to you. Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use X button, okay? I'll give you great, precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Something to try later if I have free time this year. Or if the person controlling me is a completionist. Okay, so pistol. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murderer? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun. I think I've seen one of these before. You don't say. Care to enlighten me as they wear. Oh, I know! I was issued this exact same model. I think. Detective. I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, you see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much, except in emergency, so that's why I didn't recognize it. So it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by the precinct's detectives. Okay. What do you have to say? Do you have anything to report? Sir, yes, sir. Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yet, there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about a contradiction. Something out of the ordinary, huh? You should look around a bit more. Well, okay. They even knocked over your chest set. How dare they? How dare they knock over his chest set? I had it all set up, ready for when you got back. I figured we could play a few games. I had no idea you were interested in chess. I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give chess a try. Fair enough, yeah. In that case, I suppose I can set some time aside after we solve this case. Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much. I could see him doing really well at checkers, but completely faltering at chess. They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Okay. Alright, let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. It looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yep. And until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. 205, but like, this only happened in 10 minutes ago. Okay. Are you going to be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it. Alright, if you say so. Keep all the evidence I find in or with my organizer. When I want you to examine a piece, I have but to press the R button to open the organizer that is mine. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Your files are all over the floor, sir. They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. And I tried so hard to keep this place spotless when you were away. I mean, this just rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. I am a grown-up, don't you? Well, I water the flowers every day, just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day, every Saturday, I'd come in and clean this place until it sparkled. Does he have a life? I think this is his life. What do we have here? Hey, I think I've seen one of these before. A police badge, Detective. Oh, hey. I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coincidence. Let's take a look inside. Mr. Buddy Pig. Okay. It would appear that our victim was a detective just like you. That's just the beginning of the names in this game. I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. Well, what about this place? Oh, there's a message behind him. Great. I don't believe it. I packed those files on these shelves so tight that not even an earthquake could make them fall off. But just look at them. Look at them. I mean, at this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all. Probably, sure. Well, once the investigation is over, we'll put them back on the shelf. Let's not mention the E word or Edgeworth. We're not gonna... they don't want me to investigate that yet. Alright. Let's see. Oh my gosh, we get a prosecutor's badge now too. Only makes sense, but... However, I prefer to keep it in my pocket. He would not want to display that knowing Edgeworth. Wait, I can details here. I'll put details out there. That's what we do in Ace Attorney games. Ladder. Ah, watch out for the teacup fragments there, sir. That killer is going to pay this this tea set. Yikes, you're really mad over this. Of course I am! This tea set is very dear to my heart and can only be bought in England. Oh boy. Ah, that's tragic. Pour one out for the tea set, if you can. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck. Bye! Oh my god. Now I feel like the killer's wasted one of my monthly paychecks. I'm sure that you can make that back up come through, surely. It's been a while since I've sat at this desk. Oh, how I've missed you. It's so tight that it looks smoother than when I first bought it, which is so odd, considering the state of the rest of the room. Yeah, that thing's so polished that it makes mirrors jokes. Don't tell me you had no other work the time I was away, Detective. My job is to protect your office, sir. And you did such a good job protecting it that a murder occurred in it. That's harsh, sir. I have to admit, the desk has never looked better, so I can't talk today. I swear. Oh, man. Come on. Guess we'll never get the end of Gumshoe's being the throat of the jokes. Is this yet another batch of Russian cards? The ones that come with the card attached every month? Like clockwork for you? Yep. Speaking of that, let's see what's on the card this month, sir. All will be resolved. Wait. Miss Irony. painful are thy things? Yes, it is, Gumshoe, with the whiny voice that stops. That's enough, detective. You need not remind me further. How's it coming along? Please, I need absolute silence. Fingerprint lifting is a delicate art. Well, I never. I hope we can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on the sofa. That thing looks a billion times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit on it too? Just for a little while, sir? Gumshoe. You know I can't allow that. Why not? Also, he's like right behind Gumshoe right now. Until this case is solved. Oh yeah, that's why. And neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest. You're right, sir. I'm gonna work hard and be a real trooper to the end. Even once this case is over, I don't think you can afford to take any time off. I was like, come on. Just like, I thought he meant that like, in general, like, he doesn't allow him to sit on the couch. Like, really? You called, sir? Is there anything you noticed that you'd like to share? Just that I rushed over here as soon as I heard there was a murder in your office, sir. The investigation's just gotten started, so I guess there's not much else to say. So, were you the one that found the body, Mr. Edgeworth? Unfortunately, upon my return, I found my office door to be unlocked. What awaited me inside was this whole messy affair. Ouch, that's rough. Even though I left the security of this room to a certain detective. Sorry, sir. I assume you understand how to conduct investigations, Detective Gumshoe, seeing as you are hired as a detective. Of course, sir. Examine anything and everything. Various things out. Information. For information and leads. That's it. Great job, sir. Deductive reasonable is the way to go. Oh, deductive reasoning, detective. Clearly something you lack. I seem to have picked up a few good leads. Oh. So now... I'm sorry if I'm like, I'm improvising the best I can with like line reading and just like all that, but yeah. Oh, so now you're gonna do that thing you do with all that information, right? What are you babbling about? The brainy thing you were talking about just a few minutes ago, sir. Logic, right? Thank you. You said that you can look at all of your leads and info by pressing such and such button. Yeah. Connect up. Yes, which is why this exercise in explaining my own method to you was unnecessary. Okay, then how about I explain my logic to you first? That is even more unnecessary. Okay. So, that's all we have. So, I'm gonna just present the crime scene to him. I mean, if I can, right? Yeah. I'm just a lowly detective, so I'm not sure what I should do with that other than to arrest. Did that face? Oh, I'm familiar with that leg. I'm used to seeing this from like a front-on angle, like in the trilogy, but like it looks like I almost thought it was like a new facial expression at first. Also, yeah, like Gumshoe is not the brightest tool in the shed. Is that the only talent you have? Oh wait. He can learn something that's wait. I'm only allowed to sure, yeah. The prosecutor's badge is really tiny compared to my police badge. Oh, but it's really cool, sir. Much cooler than my badge could ever be. There's no need to suck up, detective. Just all these expressions. I may have probably missed something, I'm sure. Can I actually investigate? I don't think I can. Oh. These are all different. Well, it's a good thing my steel samurai doll was spared in. Speaking of which, I still haven't actually sat down and watched any of that show. What's it about again? Well, I don't know much about it myself, but the hero of the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo Tokyo, is the Steel Samurai. And his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids. However, its high production value and riveting plot draws in a number of adults as well. Spin-offs like Pink Princess Warrior of Little Old Tokyo and the Nickel Samurai, along with the Luge of Merchandise, and even a new stage show gives it presence. You sure know a lot. Are you sure you're not some sort of rabid fanboy? Of course not. Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least this much. That conversation lasted longer than expected. Let us return to the investigation. And investigate my trophy next. Oh, it's your trophy! The, Knight of Prosecutors, right? They really let Gumshoe, like, misremember everything to where he's like, man, king of prosecutors. And it's not a trophy, it's a sheep. They only send this to the winning prosecutor, right? Yes, but I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. As for my own worth, that is something only I can determine for myself. But that's so slick, sir. I'm gonna have to try saying that sometime. Fortunately for him, his monetary worth is not directly from me. That is so depressing. Honestly. I mean, I guess Edgeworth is like... Yeah, Edgeworth's definitely got like some humbleness to him. I don't really think that's what's necessarily like... Oh, see you later. Thanks for stopping by. Is there more? I'm presenting something somewhere. I appreciate it, Eric. Thank you. Yeah, talk to you later. Thanks for coming by. I really appreciate it. No, I did that. Oh. There's gotta be more here. Ah, I see. Okay. I can tie these two together, I believe. Using logic, the pieces fit. The revolver, the standard model used by detectives. Could it have belonged to our recently departed Detective Gumshoe? Could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir. On it now, sir. I'm about to on him. Oh boy. Excuse me, pal. Let's see. He just said, well, I suppose that is a singular typical reaction. Someone has their body, even if they're not living. Excuse me, pal. Let's see what we have got here. Mr. Edgeworth, sir. This guy's wearing a gun holster. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun. Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver. As I always say, you gotta look really carefully at each piece of evidence you can use. There's no such thing as a bad idea. Get into the nitty-gritty by that it's so easy to take a life with just. You know, I can't ever see myself really liking guns. Oh, but I love the ones they use at track and field meets to start races. They're just take off before it's fired. Everybody always ends up following your lead. To chase you down for a false start, detective. Now that you mention it, even when I finish first, I always wind up in last place. We're crying out loud. Looks like the only one round was fired from this. Wow, so the killer killed the Vic with just one shot. I felt like the killer killed the Vic with just one shot after wrestling the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? You have no proof for me. That is a distinct possibility. I guess this is about all we're going to find out. We should send that body to Jim. Oh my, huh? Why? Oh, why? How could this have happened to a guy like you? Jim. Are you alright? Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Just let me be. Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh. Look at him. Jim looks like he's just turned in for the night. His name's not Jim, though. It's Buddy Fade. How do you get a nickname like Jim from that? Sure. Just in a bloodstained suit, pal. Well, where are my names? Aren't you that prosecutor? Why, yes, I am. I'm Jock Portsman, prosecutor. Jim here was my partner in crime busting. I'm Miles Edgeworth. And like you, I am also a prosecutor. Oh, I love the interruption. Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. So you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office? Yes, that is correct. Then it was you! You're the one who killed Jim. Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not! I know how things work around here. High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them, and only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Unless they're like some kind of undercover detective, like he's lying about knowing this guy. He's like he either is like so confident in his assumption in his like lie that it's Jim that they wouldn't have checked for his name, or he truly believes that this guy's name was Jim. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in here was me. Oh, gumshoe. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means. So it was you then. You're Jim's killer. No way, pal. You've got it all wrong. Everyone calm down. Sit down, please. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you are a real prosecutor, you should know how to stay collected. Is he not actually... Is he not actually a prosecutor? Is he not actually John Portsman? The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. Yeah, you're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer though, Mr. Edgeworth. You turned your stance really quickly. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know? Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? How about a handshake to seal the deal? A pleasure to work with you. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then. It's your room after all. Thank you, I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there. Sir. I want you to capture this scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner Jim. We've gone on so long with him calling this victim Jim, but we saw his name was Buddy, so Buddy Faith. I should probably give him some space. Let me check this. Ah, your jacket, sir. What's it doing on the floor? It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing around. So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well? Poor jacket. They dared to shoot the ultra special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut in? What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster. It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective. Not when there's something more here. Huh? Like what? I take it you haven't noticed yet, Detective. There's a giant contradiction. I see. Yeah, how are there two shots fired when the revolver we have? Really? Did I say contradiction? He must be running. I'm starting to sound like him. But I have my own method, and I will conduct this investigation my own way. My way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence supposed to be off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. Man, imagine that Edgeworth thinking about somebody else, another man. I wonder who it could be. This is it. This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. There it is. And when I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things. And fans go crazy. Eureka! There it is. I knew that Eureka was a thing, but that's awesome. I could get behind that one. This bullet hole is the contradiction. What do you mean, sir? It's elementary. 2 shots were fired. First fell the victim. I'm sorry, this music, that piano was going off, man. I'm looking forward to playing through this. And the second felt was great. Hey, that's right. However, this gun was only fired once. Hey, that's true too. Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired. By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes? Dude, this OST is going on so far. I'm a fan. Oh. Oh, that time signature. It's just, it's a consistent, yeah. What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame? Ah, that. It's a secret safe. A secret safe? Oh, I smell it. I'll spare us the trouble and just say nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now if you could kindly move this frame out of the way. Roger that. Whew, talk about dusty. Suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it. I had no idea there was a sink here. Or I'd have kept it clean for you, sir. So when did you put this thing in? wasn't something I had solved personally. Every prosecutor's office has one. Really? I had no idea. Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. So what's inside, Mr. Boy? Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when trial session. Like, as an underhanded technique? Like, are all prosecutors like that in this universe? That's it? Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. Every prosecutor has a safe for that reason, and so are they all like, are all prosecutors just like naturally hiding evidence? Not just Edgeworth. Are they trying to paint them out to be like purely antagonistic? Sorry, I feel like I'm looking for something. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking thing. This is odd. Oh, like there's a smear, smudge or something. This keypad. Don't you find it to be a bit too clean? Oh, they wiped something out. Like more blood? There's a thick layer of dust around it, but not on the keypad itself. Ah, so it was used. You there, the forensic scientist. Yes, sir. Could you please dust this area off for fingerprints? I mean, like, I'm trying to think of super sensitive evidence, what evidence is not useful in a trial? I mean, like, what evidence is like not required in a trial, rather, is what I'm wondering, what I was wondering. So, you got it, sir. Couldn't find, let alone lift, a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well. Okay, so it's wiped for prints too. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Like they store the evidence that like that screws over the defense attorneys. All prosecutors have a safe for evidence like that. This like the fact that like each prosecutor's office has one of these secret safes, and that they all tend to have that history. Oh, so there is. Um, yeah, it's just like it makes me think that it like implies to me that like there's a like prosecutors just like have this in case they want to do dirty tactics. Like so, I don't know. Assuming that prosecutors always use dirty tactics, I mean, as I thought. It appears that logic is the only way around this. Time to rationally and calmly play connect the dots. He just I cannot picture Edgeworth saying that line. Might be the killer's goal. I mean, time for a drink blast, honestly. My mind goes to this. Especially because it implies the white fingerprints are relevant now, like, for this deduction, because they just prompted me, like, when it's time to do a deduction, and the last thing we got was white fingerprints. The killer's goal was to get in the safe. It doesn't verbatim say the safe, but I'm gonna assume that, like, they want us to connect dots, like Edgeworth said. I believe I have figured out what the murderer was after. Well, what is it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe. While he was overseas, I wonder why. Making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this was break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. Maybe? No, like... I think it's signs of struggle. Well, between the victim and... Well... Because I feel like if the person, like, who had approached Edgeworth from behind and shot at the thing, they either wanted to look for it. I could be wrong here. Oh, but I am not. There's a or maybe. Okay. There's a possibility. I don't know how, like, wrong answer. I assume that if it's wrong, the pieces won't fit. But don't tell me, by the way. I'm just speaking, like, off the top of my head. Don't backseat. There's a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, you mean like it could have be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Not allowed. Read the rules and tags. Sad. Yes, sir. I'm gonna shelve files like you've never seen before, even at a library. Sure, let's give that a try. But the good ones always die so young. Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back down. All we can do is search for the truth. And so what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it. Here, let me help. So this file goes here, that book goes there. You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal, okay? Done. Oh. More clues this way. It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. The bloodstains on the bookshelf are still fresh. I suspect that the victim was killed from a standing position against the shelf. then the guy fell onto the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out. Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach. But you know I'm no good with one, sir. Certainly there's something wrong with this picture. Why is the bullet hole on the, like, toward the ground, which was shot after?
Eureka!
Eureka! Okay. There's clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir? You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against the shelf here after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot. And that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mind, detective. In any case, it means someone has made a faulty assumption, and it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is the faulty assumption that causes a problem with the bullet hole's position? Position of the handprints is what caused the problem. We wouldn't be in this dilemma if the handprints were closer to the ground. The handprints are where they are, up top. Yes, you are quite perceptive, which is why this is not a viable shot. Oh, so it was just a what if? Then what's the right answer? You still can't figure it out? Yes, sir. Oh my god. Guess you didn't notice the slip-up, although at this point I shouldn't be surprised. Okay. The other thing I was thinking was the... Really? Wait. I said what I said because of, I said the handprints because there was, like, no blood on any other shelf, but no. Wait. I'm wondering, like, I was thinking the order of the files, but the files aren't. Right now they're not in. Wait. Oh yeah. Yeah, I see. 0 is down there, next to 3, and up, going up is like 2 and 1. Okay. I could just be mumbling to myself too a bit, but possibly. Let me turn this up a little bit. Is my voice any better? Like any louder, clearer? Could it use more? I'm gonna assume that my mic is okay. Maybe a little bit more. I think it's better now. I'm gonna go back. I believe the order of the files is a bit off. You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong, sir. Oh. Yeah, you see how the files that were shot begin with the number 0? They would have been above 1, which would line up with these happen anymore. Summit, I keep saying. Yeah. Same thing. What are those doing all the way at the bottom? All the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird! Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They are exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. Explain. But the numbers are all out of order. Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little different. Everybody has their own. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Aha, so that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out. Do you think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved? They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it would. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first, before shooting Mr. Fate. And then put the files back in numerical order. What's that name trying to say? It better not be fucking saying Gumshoe on there. That is so bad. If somebody who would know Gumshoe has access to the office, they got the key from him because he's a little naive. Exactly, and then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time? Puzzling indeed. For me trying to do Gumshoe's voice, I like my doing raspy voices for him kind of it's been starting to get to my throat. I think after a while, it's just like my voice checks out. So Gumshoe, like, it's not gonna be how I portray him or feel like portraying him. Yeah. Files were thrown in disarray twice, once before and once after the crime. But why? Now this crime scene is as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. Okay, up there first. As I I suspected. The bullet hole is now where it could logically be. And we figured out that the killer went through your bookshelf twice. Indeed, there are many things that the killer did that don't make sense. But to figure out the whys, we need more information. There must be some reason as to why the victim's body was moved. But there's no time to ponder that now. Let us continue with our investigation. Roger that, sir. I'm raring to go. That is probably made it sound like, oh, these handprints belong to the victim, right? They make sense with the body position. Yes, he must have left them when he was trying to support himself after he was shot. However, the final position of the body was that it was moved. I need to go over this crime scene with a fine-tooth comb one more time. Now we see this. Oh. What is that? Why does it say gumshoe on there in blood? Man. I'd say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed. No, wait, there's gotta be some mistake. Honestly, like, gumshoe wouldn't hurt anybody. Like, not especially with a gun, like, oh yeah. Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Help me, say something, sir. It appears that one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? Is this what the killer was really after? I wonder what those files hold. I took a while there. Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you're going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Damn, that pose. Jim's words. They're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it. Dave. I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you gonna do? What I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. Oh boy. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique. Oh, how do you do that? Can you explain that? As well. Where is it? Alright, first listen to the witness's testimony. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Wait. Wait, what? Oh, just... Oh. I just got... If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open my organizer. But it's not like there's going to be a flaw in their testimony every time, right? You'd be surprised. We're in case turn. Correct, and at those times I need to press the witness. Oh, yeah. That's what it means, so... Sometimes by pressing, I can draw out new information and new or modified testimony. I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations too. Very well, I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. What's your logic? Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim. Edgeworth is smart enough to be onto him at this point. He's just playing along. I guarantee. Like, either his name's actually Jim, or this guy is confident that Jim... That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you will be brought to justice. Gumshoes are defendant? Oh. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer? I can hear Jim's voice, and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. Absolutely none. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with the credible evidence. Rebuttal. Okay. I like this. Okay. The controller gave a nice vibration to that. Do you really think it was necessary to dishevel my shelves twice to do that? That's true. Okay, maybe his real intent was theft. Hey, are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life is getting a little too rough to handle. I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, pal. Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but... Poor thing. What an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, man. Did it just break up my stream? I was like... It's like a different session, I think. Like, I wonder if there's a limit. I think I'm still streaming, it's just like, I think it just like went over a limit. Looped. I wonder. Well, still says that. didn't press the first statement.
Hold it!
You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. Hmm? What is it? Why do you call the victim Jim? Oh my god. Here it is. When clearly his name is Buddy Fate. Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Jim, Jack, Jock and Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name. Well, Jock and Buddy just sounds off somehow. You're just gonna change his name on your own accord. You sound like an egotistical guy there. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys I decided to nickname him. He talks about the victim like he was his pet. God, that annoys me.
Hold it!
And why would Detective Gumshoe do something like that? Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway.
Hold it!
Pressing all the statements is the way to go. Don't you know? Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how we missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something. Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal. There's a lot a person can understand about another from first impressions alone. I can't say I disagree with him on that point. Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence. Couldn't ask for a better setup. For the game finishing spark. Is he an athlete? I just realized he has medal. Like an Olympian volleyball dude. Oh, it seems like my streams got cut out in different chunks. I wonder what that's about. Well, okay.
Hold it!
Are you saying that those letters were intended for you? Yep, Jim was an outstanding detective. I would expect no less from my former partner. But Mr. Portsman still doesn't understand. He's already calling him clearly a front. He has yet to figure out the true meaning behind the bloody letters. What are you sputtering over there? Can't you just admit my logic is perfectly sound? Actually, there's a gigantic flaw in his logic. A gap so wide that even the good detective can spot it. Dang. Now to clue Mr. Portsman in by presenting him with some evidence. I believe he has something on this fourth statement. Didn't notice the blood. Okay, yeah, the bloody letters were like, not all of them, but some of them were. Is it that or the files seek organized? Wait. I think it's just what's in front of me.
Objection!
A large flaw in your logic. Really, I think it holds up rather well, actually. What do you think is wrong with it? Nothing. Let's move on. That isn't like you at all, sir. Concentrate. That's careless of me. I can't afford to do that or the truth will slowly slip away. Remain calm, Miles. The only way. Oh, man.
Objection!
This statement? No, it's not. Dang, I should save some. Start doing that. Me just speaking. Well, for now. Save it. How many files are there? Was it the fourth one that he was like, there's a huge flaw? I'm pretty sure it was.
Hold it!
Yeah, because the bloody letters were... Okay, well, okay, I think I'm sort of on the right page. It's just that, thanks to body, so, like, assuming that it was sitting up, the letters would have been in clear as day. Insight. Which is why it's...
Objection!
Ooh, okay. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic. Bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me. Alright, take care, Ocarius. Thanks for sticking around. Have a good night. Oh. Thought that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. Dude! What? They incorporate, like, Miles's prosecutor theme from the trilogy in this? Objection theme, I assume it is? Oh, I can't get enough of this. Oh, man. That is so good. That is so good. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Oh man. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking. I get it. If you have time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? What? That's impossible! What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines.
Objection!
Dang. It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder. Then, why are the letters incomplete? I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. Oh man, the motifs. Is this loop still going? Man. That's so awesome. The missing letters and the detective's name where the file should be is proof. Yeah, I mean, the S is gone, and there's only half an H. If Detective Gumshoe was really the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the file. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Oh man. When you're backing up your only, but you also throw him under debuffs. Like, damn. Which means, what exactly? What does that make this dying message? It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with a crime scene. That's so low! I can't believe that the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get him, sir. You'll see. I'm gonna have him under arrest in no time. Just like Edgeworth's face alongside that. Oh man. Like, this is funny. Well, Mr. Portsman. Brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. Yeah, he's an Olympian, alright. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. Eh, you win some and you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. Ah, but you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, However... What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me! But Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal. Oh, okay. You don't have to... You don't have to be like that, dude. That's absolutely right. And I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? I don't know how I feel about this guy having swag. Well, I was thinking, did you know there is one other person with a key to this office? One other person? You? Wait, what? Hey, you there. Yes, sir, what is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? Is the other... a lady? Is this, just another witness, or is this the other, female protagonist that we see on the cover of this game? The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? Oh, stop it, pal. Don't. What's wrong with him all of a sudden? Oh, oh, no! Gumshoe! I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security. Maggie! Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie! Miss Bird is the security guard on watch tonight. I see. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. You know, I feel kind of bad. Something tells me that somebody stole it from her, which is how they were able to do it. What? 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 If you are not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you! I would never sneak into someone's room. That's right, I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was... Gumshoe. It was me, that's right, I did it. Can we take that as a confession, Detective? This guy is... like, so smarmy. It pisses me off. Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime. And for one simple reason. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door. And that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one to take the dying message. I'm sorry. Like, he completely changed this story, and that, like, if we didn't already know that he did it, from the intro, like, this is incredibly suspicious. It's so... it's so weird of a story change. So you're saying she used the master key. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's why you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. I wonder too. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him. Not up against the wall though. That'd be kind of weird. It's pretty obvious that, yeah. Okay.
Hold it!
Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? It's untrue, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Kinda unrelated. Why do I feel like... I feel like I'm remembering from the credits sequence in Trials and Tribulations. I want to say Maggie, like... because Maggie was in Trials and Tribulations. Why do I want to say, like... when like they flash by like each of the innocent characters at the uh, end of each game, if Maggie like said something about taking like because like Trebian didn't work for her as a waitress. Um, why do I feel like she said that she took a security guard job in that end credits scene, and that's where she is now? I feel like that's a direct tie. It's also very strange that she's going back to like uh something like a career relating back to law again. Considering that it didn't work for her the first time. Just thinking aloud here. But I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Because someone said it. Yes, moving on. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. I'm mad. He called me out from beyond the game. I totally got sidetracked with something unrelated right before he said that. What do you mean, unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. You sound like a hypocrite. Should I hear Miss Bird out? Yeah, I feel like I should. Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? You don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing around 1 a.m., sir. Hour before. What do you mean by missing? I love illustrations like this in Basic Rim so much. I keep talking, getting sidetracked, but yeah, I really do. As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Did you just leave it? Like, Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe someone like you would be taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir. If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. They returned it to her. Better pose. A likely story. And where is your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal, trust me. You don't want to test just how bad her luck is. Gumshoe, I swear, you are the most clumsiest motherfucker I know. Unfortunately, I can't deem this a piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. But, you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried to save. It is as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points toward his motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Was that it? I have a flimsy reasoning here. I think it's flimsy, unless there's something on the... It's the master key to every office in the building. Oh. like, I'm wondering if it has something to do with the fact that the key was stolen. Because the culprit's motive isn't like heavily implied to be theft. So I feel like they wouldn't be above stealing a key as well.
Hold it!
I'll continue to brag. By the way, if anybody still happens to be watching, I just because I feel like this is a tutorial case in of itself, I feel like after I'm not sure if there's much more after this, but I'm gonna assume that there isn't a whole lot more. Um, so I'd rather not like stop until I finish it. I was hoping to be done by 11, but like I can go a little bit longer, I suppose, because I don't want to like stop in an awkward spot. So really, so I'm not even halfway done. Huh? Is this like a is this like a shorter case than others, or is it just about as long or as other ones? Okay, but okay. I'll see, maybe I can finish this, like, cross-examination with this guy, and then maybe save. That, that may be the way I go. Thank you. I concur that the culprit's move appears to have been thievery, however. Glad to hear that the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little me. However, with regard to the investigation of the bookshelves and safe. Hey, good thinking. Ask me for my opinion on the matter. Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence? Apparently so.
Hold it!
I thought we had established Detective Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly. It's just a theory. One hypothesis among the many possibilities. I mean, I had my doubts about Miss Bird from the very beginning. You are contradicting yourself. If that's the case, then why didn't you mention her first? He's got his own hidden agenda. Now, don't make that face, see? There goes the truth running the other way. Let's pick up the pace and see if we can't catch up to it. I don't think you're catching my drift. But we are in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you'll understand when I say... that since she is the only one who could have opened your office door...
Hold it!
Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions? Are you saying there's another way to open the door other than with a plastic key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else? I'll have you know, I have never made a spare. So what are you insinuating? Nothing. Guess I should have known better than to suggest that someone like you would.
Hold it!
Force a habit to press everything. Sorry. Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe? Good point. He's practically a celebrity among us prosecutors. Really? I never knew I was talked about, sir. So talked about. We're holding our collective breath, you know. So when you... That is just so mean. Okay, I can't even, like, laugh at that. That's just, like... That's harsh as hell. What? Is that true, Mr. Edgeworth? Of course not, but that's hogwash. Don't scare me. Almost had a heart attack there. Come on.
Hold it!
By dying message, you mean the bloody letters that spell out gumption. I figured that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name is proof enough that the two know each other well. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence. I would love to. First, we should listen a bit more and digest what he's saying. Yeah. Wait a minute. Oh, that wouldn't be right. Right? That's not this again, can it? Because my logic is... If she was trying to steal that, then why would... Because she... If we're going off the logic that, like, Gumshoe... that they're trying to frame Gumshoe, he wouldn't have written it out, Maggie would have. But why would she write it before... There's leaving only her as the prime suspect. If we're going off her word, like if it was phone, like I could use the master key. I'm gonna try this because I haven't used it yet.
Objection!
Maybe go back with my gut then. Really though? Wait, let me look at this again.
Objection!
I should really save beforehand. Okay, I see. I
Hold it! Objection! Objection!
I did that already.
Objection!
My brain might be a little tapped out right now, but I'm gonna see this a bit more. Feel like it's right there in front of me, but and how did the detective get in? I don't think that's the train of thought we're going down right now. gaming percent profiles. That makes it easier. Gotta keep track of which ones I've used. I really gotta keep track of which ones I've used.
Objection!
So could you, rather than tell me the statement, can you tell me if it's not this one, right? Or like, well, no, it's not, is it the second one? Is it this one right here? Okay, it seems like it's the most reasonable statement. Wait a minute.
Objection!
Damn, reading the descriptions would help. Only the prosecutors know that they're there. Gumshoe didn't know that the safe was there. I see. Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe, the existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. Ah! I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident when she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. He's biting on his metal. Yeah, so even I didn't know about that safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. And are you proposing the killer is a prosecutor? Oh boy, he's sweating. He's nervous. Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curses, why? What made you... What's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jin. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did he just say? We were partners. Like inseparable, conjoined twins. Oh god, I don't like that image. That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret safes. That... Yeah, I know. I had only just told him to. I had only just told him to. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it, but the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. This guy is not real. Get him out of here. Now he's claiming that the victim was the thief? And you were simply trying to stop them, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird. Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. Oh my god. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes and no. There's no gray area with that. Somebody is dead. What are you talking about? I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? But no, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Also, she would have to take the gun from him because that's the one he was shot with. Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Your logic is... Your stories suck, my dude. They stink. Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us. Unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. You're fabricating this lie. He has no honor? Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Fuck you. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. But I'm the one who's being assigned to this case. You're all suspects to varying degrees, and therefore ineligible to run this show. Sure then. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But sir... We have no choice but to accommodate his request. For now. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman. We will meet again. Are you kidding me? If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now don't disappoint me in here. Okay, wow. That's pretty crazy. At least I hit a saving spot. Call it a night there. Well... this was a stream. This was a stream. I did make it. I happened to. Oh, are they showing scenes from the case? Something makes me interested about them doing that with every case. That'd be really cool if they did. But man, that's an interesting spot to end off. That like to like put a checkpoint in. Not really, but like I like anyway. I am also yeah like it's like unless I state otherwise, like assume that like my questions are rhetorical. But like yeah. Um. Uh. Well. Um. Despite like I don't know. Despite nothing really. I just I'm enjoying this game so far. Um, per tutorial case, I'll take it for what I have. The guy here is a scumbag, the prosecutor Jock. Um, but I am just as upset as Edgeworth is that this tea set got ruined. But thank you for watching. Uh, if you had stuck around till now, or if you only were here for a short while, I do really appreciate it. Um, this is new territory for me. And I only anticipate that that I'll get more and more used to this as time goes on. Hopefully that'll be the case, but I appreciate the support of you guys who showed up. This won't be the last time I stream. But alas, for now, it is almost 11:30. I believe the VODs are going to be broken up because I must have lost connection at some point and I didn't realize. But I think I've been streaming for just about like about 3 hours now. I'm gauging that 3 hours is probably my limit. I feel like man, I feel like I'm tired, but it's about that time. Yeah, like my mind starts shutting down after a certain time, as well as and this is a very like mind puzzle type game, and I love them for that reason. I think when my mind starts shutting down though, it becomes a bit trickier. So I'm gauging just like how long I can manage a stream, how much I can keep going in that regard, with like reading the lines and such. So I'm not sure when I'll stream next, but I will share an announcement when I'm planning on doing that. I'm thinking maybe like these streams are gonna be like early evening probably, or like mid evening rather, like probably like 7 o'clock onwards. I started at like 8:30 tonight, but ideally I'd like to start around like 7:30, and go for like 3 hours at most, generally speaking. So all that said, like thank you all so much for watching and tuning in. I'm having a good time with this so far. until next time, I'll see you all later.